I speak now of a night when the world felt older than stone, older than the dust that clung to forgotten ruins. A night when I found myself walking through a history I had not lived, yet somehow carried in my blood. The air was thick with the scent of ancient manuscripts and burning oil lamps, in a library so vast it swallowed every whisper I breathed. I had come seeking answers, though I could not name the question. The marble floor beneath my feet held centuries of footsteps, some hurried, some fearful, some reverent. Mine were uncertain. Yet each step drew me deeper into the archive that scholars spoke of only in hushed tones, an archive said to contain the lost history of two families whose feud shaped the rise and ruin of kingdoms. I did not expect to find someone else there. I noticed the soft echo first, a rhythm not my own, another wanderer in the dark. I followed it through labyrinthine shelves until a faint golden light bled across a stone corridor. And there, before a tablet carved with eclipsed suns, stood another soul, someone whose presence felt like a story written long before my birth. They turned toward me, and in their eyes I saw knowledge balanced with uncertainty, courage laced with weariness, and a strange recognition I could not explain. It was as if we had studied the same forgotten past, though we had never met. We spoke without speaking. We approached the tablet together, drawn to it as if by instinct. Its carvings depicted two shadows facing opposite directions, yet bound by a single thread of light. Beneath them, an inscription long eroded, but not erased. I traced the symbols, feeling the grooves pulse faintly under my fingertips. The prophecy spoke of two heirs of rival bloodlines, destined to uncover a truth powerful enough to fracture empires, or rebuild them. The moment I touched the stone, a warmth surged through me, an awakening, as if centuries of silence exhaled at once. Beside me, they gasped softly. The prophecy had stirred for them as well. I felt its meaning weave into my thoughts, a tapestry of forgotten wars, broken vows, and choices that had shaped dynasties. And amid those visions, I saw myself and the one who now stood beside me, our fates intertwined, not by chance, but by history's quiet design. We spent hours unfolding the secrets etched onto that tablet. With every discovery, the unspoken connection between us deepened. Their voice, steady yet vulnerable, carried stories from their family lineage, tales marked by loyalty, duty, sacrifice. My own past rose to meet theirs, shadowed by teachings that warned against trusting anyone from their heritage. Yet history has a way of mocking the boundaries humans draw. As we studied side by side, lanterns flickering against ancient walls, I felt the old loyalties loosening their grip on my heart. There was something undeniable between us, something that defied the quiet wars our ancestors had waged. The more truth we uncovered, the more dangerous our path became. Hidden scrolls revealed the terrible origins of the feud, a betrayal engineered by power-hungry rulers, twisting two innocent families into enemies. Generations had bled for a lie. The prophecy was created to ensure that one day, two descendants, two hearts, would return to correct the course of history. We were those descendants. As the hours passed, the library grew colder, as if the stones themselves listened to our awakening realization. I watched them read, their face illuminated by the soft light, and I felt a pull stronger than destiny itself. This history lesson was unlike any taught in halls of learning. This one was carved into the marrow of our being. The turning point arrived when we unearthed a sealed manuscript hidden beneath the tablet. Together, we broke its ancient clasp. Inside, the final truth waited, written by an ancestor who foresaw the rising storm. It warned that our connection, powerful as it was, would demand a sacrifice. To embrace a shared future, we would need the courage to confront, and possibly sever, the chains of our past. Family loyalties. Societal expectations. The narratives we had been raised to believe. I watched their expression shift, fear, resolve, longing, mirroring my own internal storm. For a moment, silence draped the room. Then, slowly, their hand reached toward mine, hesitant yet certain. And when our fingers brushed, it felt as though the prophecy itself inhaled. The warmth of their touch was not forbidden. It was necessary. The library trembled, dust cascading from the ceiling as ancient mechanisms awakened. The prophecy had been fulfilled enough to stir the guardians of history. Stone doors unlocked in distant corridors. Scrolls unrolled themselves. The truth was freeing itself because we dared to face it, together. We fled deeper into the archive, chased not by enemies of flesh, but by centuries-old expectations collapsing behind us. The library seemed to test us, forcing us through chambers reflecting pieces of our past, echoes of our ancestors' anger, grief, mistakes. Each vision challenged the fragile bond forming between us. But with every trial, we stood closer. Spoke braver. Chose each other more deliberately. The final chamber awaited at dawn. There, an immense mosaic stretched across the floor, depicting a future unwritten. Two figures reaching toward a horizon only they could define. The mosaic reacted to the presence of living heirs. Light spread across its tiles until the entire room glowed. I stepped forward. They stepped with me. Our combined presence ignited the final revelation. The prophecy was never about restoring old kingdoms. It was about building a new one, free from inherited hatred. A kingdom we would forge together. As dawn broke through the high glass dome, I turned to them, my counterpart across centuries of conflict. Their expression held the same fierce certainty blooming in my chest. The history that once divided us now bound us with purpose. And though the world outside would challenge us, though families might resist, though the weight of legacy might try to pull us apart, the future was no longer a distant concept. It was a choice. One we had already begun to make. Together, we stepped onto the mosaic, letting the new light swallow the last of our doubts. And so our story, the story the ancestors tried to predict but could never truly shape, began in that sacred dawn, carved from history's shadows and carried forward by our own defiant hope. A hope strong enough to rewrite destiny itself. When I stepped onto the glowing mosaic, I felt the weight of centuries shift beneath my feet. The tiles warmed, as if recognizing the fulfillment of long silent purpose. Light rippled outward in a soft wave, embracing us both before gathering at the center of the chamber in a radiant pulse. For a moment, I feared the light would consume us. But instead, it revealed a path. The mosaic lifted, shifting like liquid stone, reshaping itself into a bridge suspended above an abyss of swirling gold and shadow. It stretched toward a distant archway carved with symbols I recognized from the prophecy, symbols of unity, renewal, and choice. I hesitated. Not out of fear, but out of reverence. This moment was more than the end of a prophecy. It was the beginning of a future unbound by bloodlines and the burdens they carried. Beside me, they breathed in deeply. The sound steadied me. And then, together, we stepped forward. The bridge responded to each footfall, humming with a low resonance that vibrated through my bones. As we walked, visions rose from the mist below, fragments of what could be. I saw flashes of peace, of reconciliation, of the two of us standing before those who once opposed our union, speaking truth to generations hungry for change. But woven among those hopeful visions were darker ones, warnings of trials ahead. Shadows of individuals loyal only to the past, determined to keep old feuds alive. I saw walls built to divide us, whispered threats, attempts to twist our unity into something forbidden. The bridge showed us futures not to frighten, but to prepare. And still, we walked. By the time we reached the archway, dawn had grown into full morning. Sunlight poured through the ancient dome behind us, illuminating dust motes that danced like tiny celestial messengers. I knew the world outside had changed, perhaps only slightly, perhaps profoundly, but enough for the prophecy to continue unfolding in our steps. The archway led into a circular chamber. At its center rested a pedestal of dark stone, cracked with age yet pulsing faintly with inner light. Resting atop it was a single object, a ring of intertwined metals, gold, silver, and iron, fused into an unbroken circle. And as I approached, the meaning settled over me with absolute clarity. The ring was not for marriage. It was for truth. A symbol meant to be claimed by two who chose unity over tradition, purpose over fear. I glanced at them, and they met my gaze with eyes filled with untamed determination. And something else. Something tender and brave. Together, we reached for the ring. Our hands brushed as we lifted it, and the rush of warmth that surged through me felt deeper than magic. It was history untangling itself. It was destiny rewriting its edges. It was the universe exhaling in relief. The chamber trembled, dust drifting from the curved ceiling. The walls split open to reveal murals once hidden, murals portraying what our ancestors tried to prevent, the merging of two worlds, two legacies, two hearts. The moment we held the ring, the murals glowed. And I understood why. The prophecy was fulfilled not by power, but by choice. We turned to leave the chamber, the ancient ring held carefully between us. But before we crossed the threshold, a final engraving on the wall caught my eye, its message simple, yet profound. History is not what binds you. It is what you choose to rise from. I read it aloud in a whisper. They nodded, as if the words had long lived in their heart. We stepped through the archway and found ourselves not in the library, but outside, on a plateau overlooking a valley bathed in new sunlight. The ancient structure had delivered us to its highest point, perhaps its final gift before returning to its slumber. The wind carried the scent of morning grass. Birds traced arcs across the sky. And in that stillness, the magnitude of what awaited us settled like a quiet storm. We were no longer heirs of divided families. We were the living bridge between them. The path forward would be difficult. Marked by confrontation, by voices clinging to old pain, by fears passed down like heirlooms. But as I looked at the one who had stood with me through the night, I felt a certainty stronger than any vision carved in stone. We would face it all together. They stepped closer, their presence warm, grounding. No words were spoken, none were needed. The prophecy had not forced us into this bond, it had merely revealed what existed beneath the layers of expectation. The rest was ours to write. Slowly, we descended the plateau toward the valley, sunlight painting our shadows long across the ground. The ancient ring glowed faintly in our hands, reflecting a future untamed and unwritten. And as we walked, I understood something with startling clarity. This was no longer a story of destiny. It was a story of choice, of choosing each other against every rule written before we were born. A story that would continue long after the echoes of prophecy faded. A story that, from this moment forward, belonged only to us. As we reached the foot of the plateau, the valley greeted us with a hush that felt almost expectant. The grasses swayed in slow, rhythmic waves as though the land itself recognized the shift in fate. The ancient ring remained warm in my hand, its pulse steady, like a heartbeat not entirely my own. I could feel eyes on us. Not physical ones, but the gaze of history. Watching. Waiting. There was a subtle heaviness in the air. An unseen threshold we were crossing. A quiet acknowledgement that once we stepped fully into this valley, there would be no turning back to the lives we once knew. The realization didn't frighten me. It anchored me. I glanced beside me and found their expression mirroring my own, a mixture of resolve, defiance, and the kind of tenderness that emerges only after surviving something ancient and sacred together. We continued forward. Each step we took seemed to pull up memories buried deep within me. Not mine alone, but echoes inherited from generations who lived, fought, and died for loyalties we no longer wished to uphold. Their weight pressed on my shoulders like invisible hands, urging me to reconsider. But destiny had already shifted. And the world we were walking into had no place for the old chains. As we crossed into the valley's center, the ground beneath us changed. The soil darkened, rich and strangely worn. A faint path revealed itself, etched into the earth in spiraling patterns, the same symbols we had seen inside the ancient chamber. I recognized the meaning instantly. Return. Reclaim. Remake. The prophecy was no longer guiding us. It was reminding us. I took a slow breath and followed the spiral path toward a grove of towering trees at the valley's edge. Their branches intertwined overhead so densely that not a sliver of sky peeked through. This place held an energy unlike anything I had felt, alive, watchful, quietly powerful. As we stepped into the grove's shadow, the ring flickered with a soft burst of light. Then I heard it. A voice, not spoken aloud, but resonating inside my chest like a distant echo carried by time. Two born of broken lines. Two bound by the choice of unity. What you carry must be awakened. I halted, breath catching. They felt it too. I could see the recognition in their eyes, the slight tremor in their fingers. At the center of the grove stood a stone altar. Simple. Raw. Unassuming, yet undeniably ancient. I approached it slowly. The altar bore no carvings, no inscriptions. Only a shallow circular indentation carved into the top, shaped perfectly for the ring. My heart pounded. I knew what needed to be done before any voice told me. With deliberate care, we placed the ring into the stone's center. For a long moment, nothing happened. No tremor. No light. No sound. Just silence thick enough to feel like held breath. Then, softly, the air shifted. The leaves rustled though no wind blew. The ground hummed beneath our feet. The shadows cast by the trees deepened until they formed a swirling pattern around the altar. The ring lifted from the stone. Floating. Turning. Awakening. A beam of faint gold rose from within the altar, threading through the ring and spiraling upward like a column of sunlight trapped beneath the canopy. The air warmed, wrapping around us like a protective shroud. And then the visions began. Not warnings this time. Memories. Truths. I saw the origin of the feud between our families, not a noble battle for honor, but a misunderstanding twisted into hatred by generations unwilling to confront the fragile truth. I saw the first bearer of the prophecy, a scholar who foresaw the cycle of bitterness repeating endlessly unless two future heirs shattered it through unity, not force. I saw the cost of failing the prophecy, civil fracture, sorrow blooming across centuries, hearts hardened by pride. And then, I saw us, standing at the edge of two legacies, choosing neither. Choosing each other. The visions faded. The ring dimmed. The grove returned to stillness. And in that silence, everything became clear. We were not meant to carry the weight of the past. We were meant to rewrite the weight itself. As the ring settled gently back into our hands, a message etched itself onto the stone of the altar, letters forming slowly, like dew gathering into words. Let the world be remade. Not by blood given to you, but by the one you choose to give your heart to. I read the inscription aloud. The words settled into the air with the gravity of truth, and the softness of permission. They stepped beside me, their presence grounding my swirling thoughts. For the first time since the prophecy revealed itself, we were free. Not free from responsibility. Not free from opposition. But free from history's grip. We turned away from the altar and stepped out of the grove, the ring pulsing gently between us. The valley seemed brighter now, as though the land recognized the shift. The sky stretched wide above the plateau we had descended from, the morning light turning into warm afternoon gold. There was a long journey ahead. We would have to face families that believed in lines that should never cross. Elders who clung to tradition like armor. Voices that would rise against us with warnings, with anger, with fear disguised as loyalty. But for the first time, the future felt like something we could touch with our own hands. And as we walked side by side, shadows long behind us, I understood something deeper. We were no longer following a prophecy. We were leading one.